What's up, guys? How are you? Happy Tuesday. Welcome into another episode of the Daily Juice Podcast with me, Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me across all socials at Sports Talk Matt, including on our Discord channel. To get there, it's bettingpros.com/chat. That's a free invite to our Discord channel. Come on in, join it. It's a lot of fun to be in there every night, sweating games, having a good time. We have over 24,000 people on that thing. When we started that thing in July, I think it was August of 2020, there were 0. Now we have over 24,000. It's pretty good. I'm pretty proud of that. It's pretty nice to see that number be where it's at from a user perspective. So thank you for being a part of it. Come on over, be a part of it. A lot of cool conversations going on. I hang out in the Daily Juice channel on our Discord, okay? Just so you know, that's where I am. But there's many other channels on there, videos and college football and college basketball and NBA basketball and all sorts of fun stuff on there that you guys can check out on our Discord channel, bettingpros.com/chat. Okay, this podcast being brought to you by omahasteaks.com. A promo code JUICE in the search bar. That is going to save you $30 off at checkout during the 50% off sale at omahasteaks.com. Promo code JUICE at checkout saves you $30 off at omahasteaks.com. Well, 03. Reverse that. That's what I was last night. I haven't had a donut in a while. We've had 1 in 2 days, and we've kind of had a chance to save it, and Vegas blows it in overtime. 1 and 2 is so much different than 3-0. It's crazy. It's a massive difference to the bankroll, massive difference to the week. Vegas loses. I didn't like the Vikings play, okay? It was the pros had a very good night. The pros were on the under for the Pacers game. I was on the over. Lost it. Pros were on the Bears. I was on the Vikings. I thought when the Vikings got the turnover and they had the football going down to kick a go-ahead field goal to go up by 4, I thought we were going to be good. Nope. Bad. Vikings play calling was atrocious. Kevin O'Connell was awful last night calling plays for the Vikings. Win for the Bears. And now, if you are paying attention to such a thing, here in Vegas, there is a contest going on called the Circa Survivor. There are $9.2 million available, and there were 9,200 entries. We are down to 80. 80 entries competing for $9.2 million. If you are keeping track at home, that means each and every one of those entries worth $115,000 now. Not bad. 115 extra money at the moment, but you got to win and keep going to try to cash in here on $9.2 million. Amazing if we get one person. Normally there's 2 or 3, but still, you get to split it. You know, it could be $3 million split. It could be an amazing experience for a couple of lucky contestants, but we're still a ways away. January 7th, that's the end of the regular season, which, by the way, Ghost 80 has not 1 but 2 entries going in our Splash Sports contest. They're still leading. I believe he's up by 1 game in that contest in which we are running, which was $50. Winner's going to pull down over 2,000. He has 2 entries. He has first place and third place, I believe, is what he's got going on right now. He's at a 1-game lead, 1-pick lead for like a month and a half. It's unbelievable. But it feels like he goes 6-1 or 5-2 every single week. Pretty good run there going. So we'll keep you abreast of what's happening and tell you who wins that. We're paying out the top 50 on our contest, our Survivor, or our pick contest rather. 7 teams, 7 picks straight up. No point spread for us in Splash Sports. So heading towards the home stretch of both contests for that as well. So I'll keep you up to speed of what's happening over there for that. I got 4 bets for you guys going up here today. I have 2 in the NBA, I have 1 in college basketball, and I have 1 in hockey. Yes, this could be a cold week. Not going to lie. We haven't had a really ice-cold week in a while. We've had a couple of really good weeks, but I didn't love the plays yesterday. I like the plays tonight more than I like the plays yesterday, but some of these are bets I've made before, and I'm going to keep on firing because I trust my system, and we've done fairly well with it, but, it is what it is when it comes to weeks like this. But before we give you the picks, let me tell you about our friends at Fanimal. You guys, concert tickets, going to live events, it can be tough, right? Fanimal, they know the hidden fees absolutely suck. Fanimal has tickets to everything. Concerts, festivals, hockey games, baseball games, basketball games. There are no fees. The price you see is the price you get, price you pay. Fanimal has some of the cheapest tickets on the internet to go get tickets. We all know how painful it can be to go to events with friends and you can get stuck with the bag and not get reimbursed. But Fanimal has this patented group purchase system, which makes it easy to split up payments between you and your friends so nobody's left holding the bag. You don't commit until your friends do. You pick your seats, you pick how many tickets you want to pay for yourself, and then you send the link to your friends. When they join the group, everybody gets charged separately, and then your tickets are secured. Plus, you can get cash by inviting friends. You get $10 every time someone joins your group. Fanimal has great customer service. Check out their 5-star reviews across the internet. Next time you need tickets, go to Fanimal.com or go and download the Fanimal app and use the promo code FanimalJuice for $20 off your first purchase. Check out Fanimal and experience more. Okay, so let's get to the picks. 2 in the NBA. Let's start with the Cavaliers at home up against an Eastern Conference opponent. Atlanta goes to town. Atlanta to Cleveland they go. Hawks are 3-5, are 5-3 to the under on the road so far this year. Cleveland is 4-5 to the under, but when they at home, but when they play teams from the Eastern Conference, they're 5-4 overall to the over, except at home. Toronto under, Miami over, Detroit under. That's the last time we bet it. In New York, under. Indiana, over. Okay? It's not an automatic thing. I almost bet it last time out against Toronto, where the total was 222. I was close to going ahead and firing on that, but that was on the Friday after Thanksgiving. And I thought to myself, okay, let's watch this because it felt a little bit too high. 15 points under the closing number of 222, 105 to 102. This number is 236.5. Now, last 2 games for Atlanta, both these games on this road trip so far have gone under. 250.5 was the total for Washington, under by 6.5. Against Boston, 236.5 went under by 20.5. This is now again 236.5. So 3 games on this homestand. This is the 4th game of the homestand so far for the Cavs. First 2, Miami was 213, went over by 12. The Lakers was 227.5, went over by 8.5. Here's Toronto, 222, went under by 15 points. I'm going under, okay? Cavaliers at home against Eastern Conference opponents have done very well for us with the under. 236.5 seems to be too high for me on this. Under 1.1 units, Cavaliers and the Hawks. And again, you can look, if it gets off to a slow start, I very much recommend trying to middle the NBA, okay? If it gets off to a slow start, if you see a number 10 at 226.5 or lower, consider betting over, okay? Watch the game a little bit, see how the flow is going, but chance to middle it. If it falls in between, you may hit both bets. So always in the NBA, we're talking about totals, take a look at that. But this bet, under 236.5, Hawks and the Cavaliers for 1.1 units. Next bet, Houston on the road at Dallas. Something's up with Dallas. So they're 8-8 ATS on the year. They are at home, they're 2-4 ATS. 5-4 against the Western Conference. They've only covered 1 time in their last 4 games. They've lost 3 of 4 outright for Dallas. The Rockets on the other side are one of the best teams in the NBA against the number. They're 10-3-1 ATS. 10-3-1 against the number. The Rockets. On the road, they're 3-2. Their last 5, they're 5-0. They've covered 6 straight. They're 9-2-1 against the Western Conference, ATS-wise. Now, they're much better at home ATS than they have been on the road. They beat they beat Denver by 19, beat Memphis by 20. They covered on the road against Golden State. They covered on the road against the Lakers. They covered on the road against the Clippers. The last 3 road games, they've covered. Now they're back on the road. First game of a road trip for them. First game back for Dallas after a 2-game road trip. Dallas, though, has played 6 of 7 on the road for Dallas. Now they're back at home. When they played the 1 home game against Sacramento, they got killed, lost by 16 points at home. Don't like Dallas. I like what we're seeing a lot out of the Rockets. If you get 5.5, I love it. I'm searching around for 5.5. I can't find any 5.5s. All I can find are 5s. If you see 5.5, you see 6, grab it. I can only get a 5. I'm taking the Rockets and Ime Udoka with the way this team is playing. +5 for the Houston Rockets. They may win the game outright. You can moneyline sprinkle here on the Rockets against the Dallas Mavericks. 10-3-1. Texas in-state rivalry game. Rockets +5 for 1.1 units. Okay, let's go to the college basketball ranks. Miami is at Kentucky. The total is 164 here in this game. So Miami 4-1 this year to the overall. Kentucky's 4-2. On the road, Miami is 1-1. At home, Kentucky is 3-2. 4 straight games for Kentucky have gone over, way over. Against Kansas, 148.5. We were on it, over by 24.5 points. Stonehill, 146, over by 22 points. St. Joseph's, 151.5, over by 32.5 points. Last game against Marshall, 157.5, went over by 42.5 points. These are bad teams, but Kansas, obviously a very good team, on a neutral court, it went over. But the last 3 home games for Kentucky have gone over, way over, by over 20 points, 22, 32, 42 points, way over. For Miami, Kansas State at a neutral, last time out, they won 91-83. The total was 153, went over by 21 points. Georgia went under, mostly because of Georgia, only scored 68 points, under by 8.5 points. But the other 3 games have gone over. This is Miami's first true road game of the year, going to Rupp in Lexington, okay? I am not expecting much in terms of defense, in terms of either team slowing down the other. I think a very fast, up-tempo matchup is what we're going to see here between these two. Kentucky's averaging over 94 points per game. Miami's averaging over 89 points per game. Miami's giving up over 72 points per game, and Kentucky's giving up over 72 points per game. Neither team is all that great. Offensively, they're both awesome. Adjusted efficiency, Kentucky 6th best in the country. Miami, 11th best. Effective field goal percentage, Miami, 4th best in the country. Kentucky, 8th best in the country. Kentucky does not turn the basketball over. Number 1 team in the country keeping track of the basketball, and the number 4 team in the country shooting threes so far. Guess who's number 1? Miami. These teams are going to run. If their shots fall, which I think they're going to, we're going to see pace. We're going to see tempo. Over 164. Miami and Kentucky. Games on ESPN for 1.1 units. And the Vegas hangover is back in effect. You guys reminded me of this on the Discord channel. That's why I love you guys. You said, hey, isn't the Vegas hangover effect in play here? It is. Tampa Bay against Arizona. What is the Vegas hangover? Well, the Vegas hangover is when a team plays at Vegas. Their next game, when it's at home, goes over basically by an 85% clip. Tampa Bay is going to Arizona. Small barn. We just saw Tampa Bay last night. I bet the under on Tampa Bay last night. That hit. It was the only bet I got right. I was 1-5 last night for me. Not a good night at all. 0-3 officially, but I went 1-5 overall. So I lost more than you guys did, at least officially. Tampa Bay, it's not Vasilevsky. It's the backup goaltender, Johansson, right, for them? He's not Vasilevsky. He's already been announced by Tampa. Getting a backup goaltender with Arizona as well after an unbelievable shutout of Vegas. Over 6.5 goals for -115 for 1.15 units. In hockey, we're going to go ahead and ride that trend with the Vegas hangover for Tampa and Arizona. And if you want something extra, the dead cat bounce game. I'm not going to make you lay the 160 or the 150 here on the Wild. But the Wild they fired their coach. The Wild have an opportunity to play right away, and the Wild will play against St. Louis. They are -160, -155 favorites here. If you want extra, you can bet the Wild on the money line for the dead cat bounce after firing their head coach yesterday. Something extra if you want to jump in and play it. All right, 4 official plays. Cavs, Hawks under 236.5. Rockets +5 against Dallas. Kentucky, Miami over 164. Tampa Bay, Arizona over 6.5. -115 on that. The rest of them are -110 for us here on a Tuesday. My name is Matt Perrault. Follow me across all socials at Sports Talk Matt each and every morning. The Daily Juice Podcast being brought to you by OmahaSteaks.com.